One interesting thing that I learned in this article is Cubans, when they were surfing, they were kind of seen as misfits or cultural, like pariah even. But these days it's been changing a lot with the inclusion of surfing in the Olympics. The government has really opened up the gates and said, hey, guys, everybody start surfing. You can represent our country. And it's starting to look up for surfing in Cuba.
Okay, so why do you think the government is promoting this then? Why do they care about the Olympics so much?
I think probably because the government image is going to be very important. If the image of Cuba is increased, I think, politically around the world, they can become more involved. Now, of course, we are leaning heavily on your surfing experience. I've had zero surfing experience, but a little bit of skateboarding.
Okay.
Ended in an injury, and I always figured that they were quite similar. But another thing that's similar is surfers and skateboarders were looked at as troublemakers almost. Why do you think, and why do you guys think that they are looked down upon sometimes?
It is an extreme sport, technically. It's not the usual kind of sport, and it's kind of a solo sport. So it's interesting, and people will kind of have turf wars when you're a surfer. They don't like certain people surfing in their spot. And if you're an amateur, they don't want you getting in the way of them. So if you don't know what you're doing, they want you to go somewhere else. So it can get a little bit heated.
A lot of stigmas floating around.
Yeah, so there are some troublemakers, but also there is kind of a subculture that developed. A lot of it came from Hawaii, and a lot of non-white people were surfers from the beginning. So at that time, 50s and 60s, they were kind of seen as troublemakers just because they were not white. But then as it developed, it turned into a subculture, basically.
And has there been, or have you seen any sort of interesting things on how Korea views surfers?
I think here it's just kind of seen as like an exciting new sport, hobby to do.
Yeah, something more of a hobby, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So, which I think is great. I think Koreans could gain a lot from surfing, actually.
Yeah. No Olympic-sized waves, though.
Yeah, the waves are kind of small. Yeah. But actually, that's good. It's a good place to learn. You don't want big waves when you're learning. It's scary. Have you ever been gung-ho about a sport or other activity? If so, which one?
Me personally, for sports, the only sport I've ever tried and done has been rugby.
Okay.
Tried it out for a while. Actually, I really liked it, but had to work a lot and then move here to Korea. So I kind of had to end that. But rugby was really fun. I liked getting into it. As for other things I've been gung-ho about, I would say basically my curiosity. I'm really curious about new things, but also just how things work in general. And so I will spend a little too much time doing things that satisfy my curiosity and don't satisfy maybe work obligations or social obligations. That was a fun look at an article about surfing. Let's go ahead and check out that vocab, and we will see you on the next unit. Bye.
See you next time.
Gung-ho.
Gung-ho.
Subject to something.
Subject to something.
Look down on.
Look down on.
Prowess.
Prowess.
Haul off.
Haul off.